Oh my goodness, it's here. They said it was a myth. The lost ABBREE of measurable sharpness. Oh, this place is loaded with RF booby traps. I've got to be careful. Let's get it out of here. I've searched my whole life for this relic. Let's get it out of here now.
By stealing the lost ABBREE of measurable sharpness, you will be plagued by 100 years of S9 noise on every band. What will you do with such a knife if you can't antenna with it?
Well, with an opening like that, you know I'm up to some shenanigans, and I am. I took an ABBREE antenna, I think this is the 24-inch, something like that, and I filled it with resin and then removed the heat shrink on the outside and sharpened it using a Work Smart, or like a grinder basically for knives. And yeah, we're testing it right now. This is the first time I've actually had time to sit down and play with this after I sharpened it. I did put like a bubble paint coat on this. This is just for aesthetics. Otherwise, for those of you that are curious, what's inside most ABBREE antennas is two pieces of tape measure, basically, that are their concave sides are touching each other, and so you get this kind of oval shape to it if you're looking down the edge of it. This was incredibly difficult to sharpen. It's obviously not straight, so you're not just taking material off. It's already beveled, and so you're putting you're putting a bevel on a bevel. What a pain in the butt it was to sharpen this thing. But a couple things. Couldn't go all the way to the tip because that's literally just a piece of tape measure that is heat shrinked on. So I left that on there. I actually filled right through this hole. Yeah, I left the heat shrink on, just dumped the epoxy in, and it worked fine for that. I let it sit for a couple of days. The only problem I had was the getting the resin to go all the way down. It took me a while, a lot of agitation, tapping on tables and stuff like that. And you might have actually seen this in a couple of my videos. It was hanging from the rafters here, and I had forgot about it. So there's shots where I'm talking and you can actually see the antenna sitting there. Nobody picked up on it. Actually, one person did, but I don't think they realized what it was. So we're going to test this for cutting capability and antenna capability, because this is still an antenna. I'm going to venture a guess that it has suffered in both areas. It's probably an incredibly bad knife and a probably bad antenna as well. So let's dive into it. Here is the ABBREE tactical knife-tenna. Leia said she wanted to cut up some zucchini for dinner, so I'm supposed to make these round pieces. Let's see how this works. Obviously, the problem with it is my hand is way down here. I'm holding onto the coil, so I'm gonna start closer to the vegetable, and let's see if it can go through or not. Wow, it did. Pretty good job. Maybe not. Maybe not so good. Let's try that again. Part of the problem I'm noticing is to get around the bevel here. Oh yeah, that's more of just chunking it out than anything. How about a non-sawing action? So what if I just take a long stroke with it? Also, it kind of hurts your hand using it. Jeez, like the edge is pretty bad. Needs more jimping on top here, I guess. So let's do a long draw cut on it. Oh God. Hey, that wasn't so bad. All right, let's do that again. Less pressure. Oh, we lost the end cap. Leia's gonna be so mad. These are horrible. All right, what about a push cut? Hey, the push cut's actually not that bad. That was pretty good. Kind of. Oh my God, these are horrible. Hey, that was pretty good. All right, we're getting Maybe it's the zucchini's fault, not my my knife. The geometry of this is just awful. It's just horrible. It's just a long, flat piece of metal. There's no sweep to it at all, so it's just a total nightmare to handle. What a what a dumb thing I've made here. So you can see it did take an edge. You can see it right there. This little tiny bit of light, right? Look, let me get the light on it. See that? It didn't take a uniform edge, though. It's actually really difficult to sharpen this. And that's real bad. A couple of spots are really bad. Like down here, it's actually folded a bit because you're ending up. So what happens is, let me show you this example. So what happens is while you're sharpening, you can't go beyond the material thickness. Once you go beyond the material, you're now sharpening two pieces of metal, right? So you got two pieces of metal, and if you cut one in too far, then it starts to do this walking back thing. You're walking the material back, and if you walk it back too far, you expose the resin that's in there. I don't think that is an example of that. Let me get a little bit closer here. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. And then, of course, where it's been folded, there's a crease on one side that's not on the other side. What a nightmare. Let me clean this off a little bit. The pebble finish, the hammered finish was not a good idea. Not a good look. Okay, so let's... where's going to be the right place to do this? Probably down here at this end. All right, let's see. This is horrible. Oh, it's so bad. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, a little tearing there, a little tearing action. Oh, hey. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. It's not cutting so much as it's just ripping. Okay, I give up. That's bad. That's pretty bad. That's... Let's take it outside and see if we can actually work some radio with it. All right, it's quite hot out here, so let's go ahead and make with this. I'm back in my backyard. I've got the what is it? I just forget the name of this thing. The HG UV98.
Frequency mode.
This thing's incredibly top heavy, so I'm gonna put this right here up against my little hydro flask. Wow. All right, opening up APRS Droid. Let's send myself a text message. Let's see if it works. But we've got a decent amount of signals it's picking up, so it's working in that sense. Let's do a simplex test. Let's see if there's anybody watching simplex.
That's him. He's got a 2 meter side, man.
This guy's always on
He's all
simplex.
over the place.
He's local, so it's probably not that challenging to hit him.
Okay, well, you're 15 over S9. You're loud. You're very loud down here.
I haven't transmitted yet.
Catch you later, KS6OS.
KI6NAZ, any copy on my signal here on 2 meter simplex?
Yep, you're 20 over S9.
20 over S9, I'll take that with a 4-watt handheld.
YYO, you're loud too. Screaming loud.
This guy has a really good setup.
Very interesting concept there.
You're extremely loud.
I made it.
You're breaking up, Bree.
I don't think we got our beacon out, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it about where I was hearing the best signals. Let's give it a beacon here. I'm going to throw a couple beacons out there. I was just packing up to go inside and I got the message. I got the text message, so it worked. I beaconed SMS. I was able to do simplex, so I'm undoubtedly sure I can hit a repeater with it. Yeah, wow. I'm not really surprised. It's still an antenna. It just is coated in resin, and the resin's probably on the inside of the tape measure. So, wow. Well, I'm actually pretty impressed by all that. It's still an antenna, still relatively functional. This would take a deeper dive if we wanted to do a comparison. I would need another non-messed with ABBREE to check it, but all in all, it seemed to be pretty good. I was able to do APRS beaconing with it. I was able to do text messaging over APRS, and I did a 2-meter simplex call when I was outside. It's not very good as a knife, but hey, you know what it wasn't before? Was a knife. This was not a knife before that. Now it is a poor knife and a danger to the family and everybody that's around it. So it's going to go up in the shack in a place of prominence, and that's probably where it's going to stay. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Consider subscribing. Hey, check out Ham Tactical for our merch for the Ham Radio Crash Course. We have a bunch of merch that a lot of it was recommended ideas from you. Thanks so much for doing that. And if you're curious, we have the Ham Radio Crash Course podcast where my wife and I talk about ham radio among a lot of other things. And that's where we actually source your ideas that go into the merch. So thanks so much everybody who's given merch ideas, because we end up giving you one for free if we end up using the idea. So thanks again, bit of a fun video. I hope you enjoyed it. Love to hear your comments below. Until you see me again, 73.